Will he stay or will he go, is the question many have at the moment regarding Sebastian Vettel after 2020, as his time with Ferrari is all set to come to an end after this season. Some have suggested that Mercedes is the only team that can keep the four-time champion in F1 beyond 2020. And Mercedes have given their views on this, as well as who else they're eyeing off. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Mercedes reveal driver priorities. Sebastian Vettel is seen to be in a very unique position due to his age and his past plaudits in F1. It seems unlikely that he'll join a midfield team at this point of his career, and that only a team capable of winning races would offer him enough impetus to stay in F1. Some have suggested that his German nationality would make for an attractive option for the German team. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has revealed Mercedes' stance on Vettel. He began by explaining where their current priorities lie. Our priorities are with Mercedes drivers Valtteri and Lewis. We also keep a close eye on the situation with George and even Esteban. He then added, despite this, Vettel is definitely on their radar. You must not exclude anyone, of course. He is a four-time world champion and nobody knows what can happen in the coming months. Like Renault's Cyril Abiteboul, Wolff is also surprised that so many driver announcements for 2021 have already been made. We were surprised with these early changes, because now you have to start the season with a driver you already know is leaving. Many in F1 have also suggested that as long as Hamilton is still at Mercedes, the likelihood of Vettel being signed by them is remote. Wolff confirmed that Hamilton is yet to re-sign with them and is hoping that they can have some clarity on Hamilton's future at the team soon. We've known each other for quite some time, so I expect we'll get out of it soon. If we race again, we'll sit down together and hopefully we'll get more clarity soon. When fans are expected back at races. As was reported here, Formula 1 has finally released a revised calendar for the 2020 season, with racing set to resume from the first week of July. They also confirmed that these races will be held without any fans for the time being. F1 CEO Chase Carey has elaborated on why they have decided to do so. Fans are of course very important to us, and we fight for them on several fronts. We would love it if they could be present at the races, but the risks are still too big to guarantee their health. We don't want fans to be there until it's safe to do so. He then revealed their plans to eventually let fans be part of live races. The goal is to have fans at the races from autumn, starting in September. Even then, it will not be possible to fill the stands completely, but step by step we will be able to admit more and more fans during our race. He concluded by explaining why racing needs to return. They are really looking forward to getting back to normal life, and in a safe way we want to do the same. Of course, we stick to the guidelines, but you can see that many countries can already make a step forward. Fast feed. McLaren CEO Zak Brown revealed there's a chance that retired F1 driver Fernando Alonso will be driving Formula 1 in 2021, and then he can combine it with the Indy 500. Mercedes technical director James Allison has revealed that when they took their idea for the DAS system to the FIA and explained to them why it was legal, they begrudgingly agreed that their system was actually legal. He also added that the FIA had asked for modifications over the original design, which they were hoping would be too difficult, leading to Mercedes abandoning the idea. However, their chief designer John Owen accepted the challenge, and about a year after that, the updated DAS system appeared during the pre-season tests. Allison has also predicted the car will be a lot slower when using Pirelli's new 18-inch tyres from 2022, which he thinks is not a positive point. He also commented, if you're 13 years old and you were a fan of the Fast and Furious, you'll probably like this look of the bigger tyres, but he is not a fan. Toto Wolff feels that the Ferrari engine was very strong last season and thinks the real power of Ferrari was not revealed in the winter tests. He also feels that Honda and Renault shouldn't be ruled out either because everything is on a fairly even level. He further added that his driver Lewis Hamilton is a great supporter of the world's minorities and that he is happy that Hamilton has spoken out on the matter. Wolff also confirmed that he is thinking about his future, but of course he hasn't made a decision yet, while reaffirming that he has indeed bought a number of shares of Aston Martin as an investment. However, he added that he is with Mercedes now and his plan is to stay with Mercedes. F1's next virtual race will feature a couple of first-timers with Racing Point's Sergio Perez and AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly. McLaren and Racing Point will have access to Mercedes reserve drivers throughout the 2020 season. Alfa Romeo's team manager Beat Zander revealed that his current driver Kimi Raikkonen doesn't read contracts, because of which they were able to sign a contract within 2 hours. Former F1 driver Pascal Wehrlein has ruled out a return to Formula 1, especially because he does not want to drive for a team in the midfield or at the back of the grid. Singapore's Minister of Development Lawrence Wong thinks that the possibility of a Singapore Grand Prix in 2020 is very uncertain. Reigning F1 world champion Lewis Hamilton's father would hate to have to watch Lewis party on stage while thousands of people are dying of a virus. Joan Fonseca, director of the Barcelona circuit, has revealed that Ferrari has already booked a hotel for exclusive use during the Barcelona race weekend. Mercedes has opposed the reverse grid idea as a team that performs poorly in the first race can simply drive the car into the garage and start on pole for the qualifying race that follows. Red Bull team boss Christian Horner is hoping that we don't end up in an accounting world championship instead of it being decided on the circuits. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko thinks that McLaren can bypass some of their homologation rules with their engine change from Renault to Mercedes, which opens up loopholes. And former F1 driver Gerhard Berger feels that Vettel has nothing to blame himself for. He joins many drivers who failed to help Ferrari get back to its championship-winning ways. Assuming Hamilton re-signs, who should Mercedes choose to partner him? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.